Hello guys, my name is Lenny and this is my second part to Netbeans, whatever that was tutorial. I think that was Java EE. Yeah, I want to finish this one so we can actually see how to fetch data from the database, and then I will kinda confuse you as well. That's for the future. Right now, to make sure your connection works is to use the SQL query, which you can access through here, and it's different from any syntax you have encountered. It's kind of simpler, I believe. Yeah, you don't need to type in select and stuff. I have recreated the project as I got new PC and I have to set up all the stuff on the database again. This is the user connected through Glassfish login, and this is one row in the database. I have set up all the properties like auto increment, primary key, and I should be at the same stage like I was before in my previous tutorial. And this is me testing the database connection. Well, not the connection itself, but fetching the data. That's actually more of a testing of the mapping, as if I do this, yeah, it goes to you know where. Also, I have noticed a problem with generating the pojos, as it generated them with type serializable, and that's not what we want. We want string for some of these values or date or whatever, so I had to change them myself, and I don't think that's a good idea to generate them like serializable, but I had no option to change that. So make sure you got proper types in here, and make sure your SQL works. That's really important step to make this work, and you might need some debugging or whatever. Alright, I'll be continuing this one in a while. Nope, not really. I'll just keep pausing and recording again. What I want to do next is to kinda change the index and set a link here. Let's see, let's call it a user list for whatever reason. And user list. We don't want this title. Oh crap. I've switched my keyboards, but this is still pretty loud. I actually plan on buying a really silent one, but I haven't found the one I was looking for, so maybe next time. Alright, this will redirect us to user list HTM, which is not here. Let's see, we want JSP user list. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's the one. User list. Oops. We don't want to do anything here right now, as I just want to make sure it's properly set up. So the redirect, which is the first file which will be accessed, you can just find out that from web XML, really. this is the welcome page, and this is the only page which should be, well, a file which should be outside your JSP. It sometimes isn't the option. Well, I use it kinda myself, but it's not the correct way. It redirects inside the JSP, which is already translated to not here. Let's see here. Nope. Let's see here. Yeah, which is translated to HTML. Huh. I think this is the one. Yeah. That translate JSP to HTML. So these files are kinda displaying as HTML. And you can access them as such, and only as such. Well, not really, you can access them as a JSP, but it's not the correct way. So, I kinda got distracted there. We are redirected to index HTML, which has a link to user list HTML, and that's not gonna work, I guess. I'm gonna show you why. And if it's gonna work, I'm gonna be confused. The reason it takes so long is that Glassfish is starting. Well, it's actually pretty fast. If I want to, yeah, 404. The reason why you see 404 is that you don't have a controller set up. Let's create a new package, controller, and create new class. User, yeah, it can be user controller. And this class will actually take care of being the controller for our user list. I think I should have named it better, but I can map it to user controller myself. I will have to add it to dispatcher servlet. Bean name. Let's see, what was the name? User controller. Oh, not really. And I want to go to controller. Oops. That user controller. I don't think this is gonna work either, as right now the controller has a different name than user list. It should have been named user list controller. Oops, just to make sure it's not working. Let's just, yeah. It's working. Oh no. I didn't want to. Oh god. Never mind. It managed to connect them. So we are right here. We are actually doing something. The reason I noticed that we are already connected to our controller is that I can see the message I have prepared, well, which was generated for me. So I don't want this. You can set up those commands very easily in tools. Wow. Templates. Can you see templates? Can you point templates out to me? Yeah, here. And like in Java or in, yeah, I think it's the general Java class, which I want to edit. Settings, really? Do I have to click settings? I just wanted to edit. Never mind. Nope, that's not the one. Templates. Java duplicate open editor. Yeah, I kinda missed that one. And you can delete the first part, which is pretty much useless most of the time. You can edit this one to your, well, to any specific name, whatever. I'm gonna be using the system name. So we connected our view, which is called user list, to our controller, and what we do now is we want to fetch some data, and we want to fetch them on the load up or whatever. So it's gonna be like the default data set for the view. You can use many approaches, but I'm gonna use the most simple one. We're gonna create a model and view, and we are gonna access the same view as we were on before. It's like let's see the MS Paint. It's like we got a one page, we got the, yeah, let's call this one the controller, and that's all we need. Alright, this is the page. On load up, there's gonna be like if there are no files loaded, just display the header. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Nope, it's not. On the load up, the page will actually ask the controller. Well, on the load up, the controller is in effect, and the controller will prepare data for the page, and the page will display them. That's all I wanted to say. Oh god. I'm gonna keep this one open. I might need to draw some stuff. Just to avoid the error, we're gonna do this. Alright, now we want to add object. I'm kinda doing this from the other side. I'm kinda working retrospectively, or whatever that word is. But I'm gonna explain all my steps so you can understand it better. To access some data from the view, you're gonna want to add some stuff in here to read the data, and here to add the data to the view. The way you're gonna do this is you're gonna add an object, which is gonna be called a user list. For example, that object will be list of users. Confusing, huh? List. Was it a DH user? I'm not sure. DH user. Yeah, that's the one. DH user list. And now you want to load the data somehow. I'm gonna skip this part. Well, I'm gonna create a new array list DH user. I'm using Java 7, so I don't need to specify this. I can use diamond initialization. Can I? User list, that seems okay. And I want this. Am I using 1.6? Really? I don't want to be using 1.6. Yes, thank you. Alright, the error is gone. The reason why it's gone is that in 1.6 diamond initialization is not supported. In this part, well, in this one it is, so you can save some time typing the stuff. Alright, this will add an empty array list into our view. We don't care if it's empty in the view. We just want to go through the list and kinda print all the data. So the way we do this is we want to go for like C for each, is it? Yeah, it's been a long time since I actually typed this myself. I just usually copy it. Let's see, var step items. I think we need items. Items are user. Items are user list, and this declaration says that there's an object added to the view, and we are expecting it to be named user list, and we are going to use its items. And we need to define one of the items. So let's call it user. Now for each of the users, we might want to set up a table actually. Let's print a row. Nope. Now we got a row and we got a cell and another one. It's like name, username. Do we want to specify password? No, we don't. That's a security threat. Alright, and now we are gonna access user dot whatever his properties were. Let's see, name, login, and email. Hey star, name, come on, name, login, email, and we need to add header. Am I gonna use header here? Maybe. Username, no. Name as username. I call username the login. Let's just. Oh come on, th, please, one more, and login, and I'm just gonna copy this, and email. So this will actually try to print something. Let's see it on the page. Yay! So we can see the header, we can see the table headers, but we have no data to see. Before we actually load up data from the database, we are gonna use we're gonna print our own hard-coded data just to make sure we have done everything correctly. Let's add new dh user, and Hibernate created a pretty good, not really good. Why would I need to? Oh god, I need to remake the mapping files, as I don't get it why it created constructor with an ID in it. You don't want constructor with an ID in it when you're generating IDs automatically. It's like crazy. I mean, this, I'm either missing something or it's really crazy. So we want this constructor. Yeah, it's still deploying the project. By the way, if you got a big project, you usually want to kill the well, undeploy or kill the whole server before you like save stuff, as it sometimes, well, for my project, for not for this one but my other project, it takes like 3 minutes to deploy. So you might want to make sure you're not gonna save while the server is up and running and your project is deployed. That's just a tip. And let's add a new dh user. Yeah, let's just put random data here. Oops. the longest, well, the automatic redeploy takes much more time if you're saving controller classes. It takes much less time if you're saving JSPs or other view stuff, which is really faster. So you can see some data here. That means our view is working. We might want to set the table border to 1. You can see that this JSP was redeployed real fast. Okay, we got a table. Now what we want to do is to actually access some data on the database. The way you do this is, I'm gonna kind of mess up the project, but I'm gonna create another package, which is gonna be the service project, well, package. Do I really want the service package right now? I'll let this go through my mind and see what's the easiest way to show you how to get the data from database. Alright, so one of the approaches to get the data from the database is this one. I wouldn't recommend using this approach. It works. It's okay to test your controller, but if you're building a bigger project, you usually want to keep service classes in a service package and use data access objects to access the data from the database. But this one will work, and it loads the session from the Hibernate util, gets the session, and uses it to fetch the data. That's all it does. And it's not gonna work. Why? Well, you can see it worked, but I broke it again, and it doesn't work. And on the output, on the Glassfish server tab, you can see that there is no current session context configured. Wow, really? We have set up everything? Did we? The problem is that Hibernate doesn't generate this for you. It's this commented part will be missing from your configuration file, and you need to edit yourself. If you edit, it's gonna start working. Let's wait for the deploy, which is really fast. I love my computer. I really love it. And you can see the result. This is what we were going for, and this is where the second part of the tutorial ends. In the next one, I will probably break most of this and show you how to create stuff kinda simpler and easier. This is the so-called user approach, as you right click and let the Netbeans generate a lot of stuff for you. But what I'm gonna go for next is actually code easier to read, the structure easier to understand, and so on. So look forward to this one, that one. And I'm also gonna be using application context a lot. Alright, that's probably everything I wanted to add to this tutorial. I'm gonna show you one more thing. You have probably noticed that there's no red line on my screen. Well, it should be right here, dividing the visible part, well, the console part of the screen from the rest. That's kinda not that useful nowadays, as it really doesn't affect any computer, as you don't have well, that's the limitation for 80 columns or whatever on the screen. And I'm kinda, was it editor or font? I think it was editor. It is here. Yeah, it's called the right margin, and in default it's set to 80, which is kind of annoying as most of the classes are most of the code, even generated, will go past that line. That line doesn't mean anything to most of us, so there's no need to keep it at 80, and you can set it up to this value at max. But it actually helps as it moves the line outside your view and it doesn't bother you. Alright, and one more thing. You can really, I kinda missed that one. You can use this plugin. Really? Never mind. I've installed a new plugin which is called Code Matrix, but I haven't restarted my IDE yet, so I cannot show it to you. Alright, see you in the next one, and I'm gonna show you how to create the project, well, in a more useful way.